Morning everyone, Carol here from Carol's Crafty Ways. Hope you're doing okay. It's absolutely chucking it down with rain at the minute, and I've got a new sofa being delivered today, so I am hoping that before they arrive that the heavy rain has stopped. Otherwise I could have a very wet sofa, but hopefully they'll cover it over. But today I haven't prepped. I've got an idea in my head of what I wanted to do, but I haven't prepped a card. So we're just going to sort of craft along today. But over the past few weeks, you may have seen that I've kind of used the Woodward Francosi Reed Magnolia stamp, which I think is great. And what I want to do today is use part of this, not all of it, part of it, and then team it up with, and I just need to get it because I've put it away, so bear with me. Team it up with, here it is, the Sue Wilson, which is fairly recent, layered flowers collection, the Magnolia, which, I mean, I'm just a fan of magnolias, so I thought we'd just have a magnolia theme today. And what I also in my head, I want to use the new Chloe scalloped and stitched edge dies with it. So that's my thinking, and like I said, I've got some ideas in my head. So I thought if we just sort of crack on, I'm going to do an 8x8 card, and I have sort of cut some layers to the 8x8 card because I do know what I want. The first layer, it is going to be a layered card. These are Chloe's papers, and I've also used Chloe's coral because I'm going to do the Magnolia sort of creamy colour. So let's put that to one side because the first thing I want to do is stamp this stamp. So I have got somewhere a little piece of watercolour card. I think I've just chucked it over here because I don't want a great deal of this. Basically, what I'm going to do is stamp part of that stamp, and then I am going to cut it out with the Chloe stitched, and I'll also need this one out because we will do a gold mirror card backing. So let's crack on and do that first. So I'm going to get my VersaFine, and it's about deciding what part of the stamp you really want to use. And I want to get sort of as much as that flower. Don't know if you can hear the rain on the window, but it's terrible. So I'm just going to stamp. Oh goodness, I really don't want them delivering a sofa in this. This is a fantastic stamp. I really do love it. Okay, right, I'm just going to clean that stamp. Okay. I'm just going to blast it, the heat gun, to dry it. Okay, then I need to decide which bit of this stamp that I want, and I think I want to capture that whole flower in there. on some of those words. So I'm quite happy with that. I'll just get some tape. Move that across a bit. And then we're going to cut this out. Good idea if I switch the power on. That. Just need to clean that up. It wasn't quite dry and I don't want that to go on. To the card we're going to cut. So so what I want to do now is cut a piece of mirror card, which I've got out. And I want to take the scalloped edge now and cut a backing for it. I need to change my plates because I am getting an imprint, but it will be fine because it's a backing. So I am due to change the top plate on the machine. Okay. So the plan is that this will seat on top of here. And this. Get the right way to open. But I want to do another layer. That's what I've got in my head anyway. It's going to sit on here, but I think I want to have another layer. So I'm going to take the next because I want next one to cut this because I've got some more layered papers, but I'm not sure if I want to cut that in gold or this coral. But my plan is to use those two, and then I'm going to have the magnolia flowers coming round. But let's put this to one side because I want to colour this in now. So I did get some pens out, something that was sort of going to match the coral. These are my Zig pens and this colour is mustard. So I'm going to use that. I've also got brown out and I've got green out for the leaves. And I have got a paintbrush just here, just a thin paintbrush, a water sprayer. Okay, so I'm just really worrying about the rain. I'm going to spray some water just on my mat here. Take the paintbrush and I'm just going to wet. I'm just going to wet the card with what I'm going to colour in. Not brown. Put some on the mat. I'm not sure if you can see me here. Put some on the mat. And then I don't want to completely colour this in. I just want to give it just a smidgen of colour. Blend it out. I'm just going to come in on top. And just give it some colour. Colouring where we know there's some shading. Okay. And then I'm going to take a green. That's as much colour as I want to do. Some green. And just colour the leaves. Just going to catch the bottom here. I think that's a leaf. Okay. And that is really all I want to do to it. So I'm going to give that a blast to dry it. Okay, pop that to one side because we don't need that for a minute. So flower wise, as I said, we're going to use the magnolias, and I have pre-cut a lot of these. So when I got this die, I pre-cut lots. Within the die you do get some instructions on how to build it. The dies are numbered so you know which dies are which. And what I've done is I have cut all of the branches in some brown card, and I've cut a few of those, and then everything else I have actually cut out in white. You also do get some of these little buds, if you can see those. So I'm going to pop that to one side because you didn't want to watch me cutting those. And what I'm going to do is take oxide tea dye, find it, get a new blending brush out. So we're actually going to build the flowers now. I've lost my blending board. I don't know where I've put it, and I don't know how I can actually lose it. My little blending board. No, as I'll get a blending mat. I've got a small blending mat down here. Just to blend the ink on before. I feel like I'm working in a very confined space today, and I don't know why. So you get two types of flowers. You get the upwards one and then the open one. So if I sort all these out, then you get the top layer, because it is layered, dye for each flower. I don't know how many I'm going to use on the card, so we'll colour a few in. But it is really, really simple to do. I've made some up and I've done them in pink. And I just felt that I wanted to do them in more of a creamy colour. Okay. Put them to one side because that's the leaves. Okay, so I'm going to take some ink and I'm just going to do the centre of the flower and work out. And that's it. From the centre, I'll work my way out. And work out. Work your way out. There really is no major rocket science to it. Do all of them, and as I say, decide how many we use when we come round to do it. And then with the upright ones, I'm just going to catch the bottom like that. I hope they don't cancel my delivery, because I've actually moved everything so they can take the old one out, and all its cushions are off it. Right. That's it. Sue Wilson's brought quite a few of these layering dies out. I'm not a fan of all of them, I have to say, but there is the odd one but this one I just think is wonderful. Absolutely love it. Now you do get a centerpiece for this to layer it up, but I actually haven't cut it, and I'm not too concerned about having that much dimension on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a yellow Zig pen, and I'm just going to colour these centres yellow, because this is the next layer to the flat one. Now, as I said, there is some instructions on how to build them in the packaging. I'm not so sure the instructions are that good, but it does show you at the bottom. So I suggest you first of all figure out how this goes on, and that's going over there. So it is a bit, okay, and then it's going to go there. So that's how it goes on. So I'm using my new glue gun, which I absolutely love. And that just sits on the top there. As I said, there is another piece if you wanted to put it on, but I'm not bothered about having that much dimension. So let's put that on there, and then we know what we're... Once you've done one, you can just copy it. It really is pouring down with rain. It really is. That's there. Okay. And then the last one, because I've only got enough centres to cut for 4. And this one, but that should be enough. So that's those 4 done, you can see. Then the upright ones, they're a bit more easier. So you get the next layer. And this just simply goes top like that. Oh, I want an upright one. Okay. What I tend to do when I get this is just cut loads and loads of flowers in white card, in offcuts pieces of card I've got, and then they're ready to just use, decorate and ink up as I want them. I've done various different cards with it, and as I say, I think it is, for one of the layering dies, it is lovely. Okay, that is those. I have got enough to do one more of those, and then they can pop in the box, the leftover box. Well, the poor dogs are going to get wet through today as well. Okay. So that is the little bit that goes in the centre, but I'm not bothered about it at this point in time. Okay, so we've now got some leaves. Sort those out. There's not the centre there, but I'm not going to use them. I may need some more leaves. Don't think there is any more in this box. I think I took them all out. Got a box here, let me see if there's some in there. As I think we might need some more of those. This is my little box. I may only have some that have been cut in here. We might need to cut some, but let's see how we get on Don't want that many. I've got green ones cut, but I wanted to do more paler ones. Put those to one side because we will need those. More in here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a green mowed lawn, just pop a bit on the mat, spray it, and then I'm just going to smooch the leaves in there. Then we might do a bit more colour on them when they're dried. And put them up there to dry. Okay. I'm just going to sit those there. So with these, we just need to colour them yellow. Now I actually think these buds are a little bit too big. You'll see when we come to put them together. So I did on my other cards trim them down. I just think they sit far too proud. There is 2 sizes and I'm just going to use the small sizes. Three sizes actually. So just use the 2 smallest ones. There we go. Whoops. And I think that's enough coloured in for those. Pop them over there, no, I don't lose them. Okay, so I'm going to bring the card back in. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just put those on top of there for now. I want to get rid of this piece. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this piece of coral. Now, I've cut this, I will tell you. This has been cut 19.5 by 19.5, so the bottom there is 19.5 by 19.5. All my coral glue. I've ordered a new coral glue. I find it difficult to get hold of this stuff at the minute. And just put that right on there. Just put that in the green. Just clean that off. I've just dipped that on. That's already been pre-cut in the green, but it's okay because it's going down on the bottom, so it'll be fine. It won't seep through. This layer, and this layer is, I forgot to measure it, but I can do that for you. 19 by 19. So this one is 18.5 by 18.5, and I'm going to pop that one on top, and I want them all flat. I don't want them raised with foam pads at this point because I want to raise the magnolia flowers around the edge when I do that. Just pull that the wrong way around because that opens that way. beauty of coral glue. You can just lift it. Still not correct. I need to get that right. Right. Sorry if I'm putting my head in the camera. It's better. Can't have it crooked. Okay, so now I'm going to take another piece of this coral card. And I'm going to cut the scalloped bottom. Cut that off. Pop this through the dye machine. This one I'm going to put some dimension on. That didn't cut through right to the bottom. Pop it through again. That's it. I'll save that bit because I might do the sentiment on it. I'm going to have that one on there, and then I'm going to take the stitched one, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to do, which is that one. I've got some other backing papers here. So I've got that one, that's the same. I have got these two. I've got dyes flicking off the mat here. And I've got these. So it's whichever one. Is that going to cut out of there? Just. We're going to have this. On the gold background. Like so. Then I want to put then these around the edge. So I quite like that one. I'm going to go with that one. Pop some tape on it. I'm going to go with that one. And this one will be raised. Oops, don't put that one through. On foam pads then. My God, it's getting worse. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move all these dies out of the way because they keep falling and jumping. So let me just move these out of the way and then I can get to everything I'm putting over there. Look, I need to sort them out then, don't I? Because we're done, we don't need those now. So that's going to go on. These have a lovely stitched edge. So you get the scalloped and the stitched one. Getting barked at now. And that on top of there. So let's mount this. And here I'm going to use this glue. I've just got to get the dog a treat. Okay. See, this is what happens when you've got your new glue tool, you don't get clogged up. Okay, we shall mount that on here, flat. And then I'm going to pop this onto some foam pads. Need bed. Just put foam pads on and give this some dimension. Just pop that in the glue so it doesn't clog up. Okay. Pop the backs off. Make sure it's opening the right way. And that's going to pop on there with some dimension. Then we've got this. And I'm just going to mount this flat. Take the pin out. And then this is going to go on with foam pads. In the centre. Then we can start to build around the edge Magnolia flowers. Get that the right way around. Now, I generally just design it before I glue it down. And it's whether or not we go in the two corners, like so, or whether we just come down one side, like shooting out my way. Whether we come down one side, like this, and then we could have a belt there, or we could even, to have enough flowers, centralise it down the side here. And then do the same this side. Like that. That bit. Don't like it that way. Unless we have those going into each other. No, I think I like it this way. Go in. It's like being a florist, isn't it? Designing it all. Okay. Okay. I think I prefer it like this. And then we can have one coming up there, one going off towards there, and one off the side there. And then I'm thinking, I've got a little tag die here. I'm thinking that I could have the sentiment sitting off the top of there like that. But I'm just wondering whether to raise this up here so that I think I'm happy with that. I hope you guys are as well, but let's go with it. So we're going to stick these down flat. Sometimes what I do when I've designed it is I take a photo of it. Should have done that, but I think we're good. And this one is going to come round. And then I am going to put the flowers on some dimension. And put the flowers on some. Trim some of these up because we don't want a whole then I can think about the leaves in a minute. So that one going up there, then another one of these. Oops, up here, then one in the centre. Like that. And then we'll bring in the buds and the leaves shortly. Right, let's pop these ones on. It seems to be calming down now, so let's hope. And it's got another, it's between 10 and 12, so it's got a little bit longer to clear up before they deliver it. I just don't want it to get wet. Corner there now. Dimension again. Okay. And down here. Just covering it. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Down here. In the centre. Can bling it up as well with some gems corners if I feel like it. And then this one on that top corner. Poke then coming over to that one there, which is then leaving this clear to put a sentiment and tag on. Okay, so got some spare. Now we need to pop some of these little buds on, which go on here. Like this. And you can just pop them wherever you want to pop them. I have one over here. I do love that gun, it's brilliant. Little one. I just want a little one. On there. That. And then I'll leave it for that for now till we've put some of the leaves on. Hopefully I'll give them a bit of a blast because they are still a bit damp. I do find that the leaves are bigger than in dimension than what you would really want, but let's take a little stencil brush, put the grey on, let's get the grey off. And just touch them up around the edge, just slightly, to give them a bit more depth. And then we just need to decide where we want them to go. And like I said, I'm going to place them on like I did with the flowers, and then we can I just think they're quite bigger than the flower itself, so I might consider next time using some sort of different ones. But I'm thinking if you poke them sort of underneath. That's too big, I don't want that one at all. Got two smaller ones here we'll use. What I'm going to do is I'm going to snip the ends off. Oh, and have one going underneath there like that. I don't want many on. I just don't want to take the focal point away. The focal point away from the flowers. Can't that come in the other side? That side. Okay. This one on there. Quiet. Oh, let me just give her another treat. She won't give in till she gets one. Right. Here we go. Right. And no, I don't want that one. Do I want this one? Kind of thinking there. I don't know if it needs any more. I want it all to be about the flowers. I'm going to leave it at that now. Now I want to do a sentiment. I may put some more leaves on afterwards, I'll see. But I'm going to cut from this piece of card, sentiment, a tag. I'll get the little one in. Put this one aside for a minute. And the little machine in. And then have a sentiment on there. I have to keep checking that the microphone is still working because it doesn't give you a warning when it's running out. Bed, go on. Right, and my thinking is that this one's either go under there or on top. I'm thinking on top. So let's find in here an appropriate sentiment that will fit on there. Clearly not. We have birthday. We've got here. Just for you. Kind of like that. Just for you. And I'm going to emboss that. With some gold. Embossing powder. Put it down the bottom because I'm going to put some jute string, I think, through it. Right. I'll just eat that up. Just going to go to the other econ because I don't know that that is doing it properly. Can't beat the wow, can you, for embossing powders? Okay, pop this back in the jar. I think there's some scraps gone in there. All adds to the design. Right, that's going to go on there. And I'm going to get some jute string. And I'm going to do a bow around my fingers. No. They're not happy because I've moved all the sofas, so they can't get on there. So they've come up here to me to annoy me because they can't sit properly downstairs. Quiet. Okay. That I'm going to sit on there. I shall put this down flat. And then pop this. Just mess it up a bit. And then we'll pop this on here. And there we go. We've teamed up the Magnolia stamp with the Magnolia layering flowers. So I will put up on my Instagram page, and I will try and put a link onto the Instagram page. There's also a Facebook page now as well, so I'll try and put links onto all of those so that you can click on, and then you'll be able to see some of the other samples that I've done. Okay, thanks for now, and if I could ask you to subscribe and like, I would be really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Bye.